In this video, we're going to cover a free-to-play build guide on the Battlefield of Time, the Hobgoblin for Season 2. This build anyone can use, and if you're pay to win, I'll have some great tips in here as well that you should know, so be sure to stay tuned for this guide because you'll learn something for sure. And just as a reminder, do not forget to support us on that Marvel Supporter program, the link will be down below, and also congrats to Nothing for getting the first comment on our last video. Here is your shoutout and enjoy your very exclusive Discord role. Anyways, let's go over the build guide, and I'll show you my run through the Battlefield of Time, getting 1 minute and 24 seconds with this build. Let's exit here and show you exactly what I'm running, and I'll make sense of it because oftentimes you'll see these runs and no one really explains it. So here I am with this guide, giving you the best tips possible. Let's start and I'll show you my build. So first off with Jinwoo, we're using this SR weapon here, that being the Orc's Broadsword. I got inspired by Lich for this weapon choice because honestly, this is the last weapon I'll be inspired to use, so I'm using this alongside a weapon we are used to seeing, the Lizard Spear. Honestly, this weapon isn't too vital. What we're really focused on is the Orc's Broadsword. This will be the main damage dealer and I'll show you how it works. And I do know the first thing you're going to say is, well, you have yours to A5, don't worry. And don't worry about that. If you even have it to A3, that's more than enough. Weapon levels don't matter. The only thing that matters in Battlefield of Time is how advanced your weapon is, and also the skill level, so don't forget. Level 7 should be doable, so try to get your weapon skills to level 7. That's where the bulk of the damage does come from. But as we exit out, you can see my hunter build here. Now you don't need to use Min or Libora, you have a lot of options here thankfully. The one hunter you have to use, which is surprising, is Dong Suk over here. He is one of our best Dark Breakers, providing medium break. So he's fantastic for this run, and his artifact choices do help him out, and I'll show you what those are in just a moment. Now instead of using Min and Libora for their damage boost, that's what they're used for, you can use someone like Maylin. She provides an attack boost. You can also use someone like Cha. She provides a crit rate and crit damage bonus. And other hunters you can use, let me think here. You can also use Silvermane Yunhu. I don't have them. That'll be a good choice as well. So basically, any hunter that provides a boost to your stats overall, that being damage dealt or damage taken by the enemies, it'll always be a nice addition for this run. So those are your main hunter choices, and when it comes to their artifacts, the only artifacts you really need to worry about is Dong Suk in this case, because this provides them additional break. That's the most important artifact set right here. This is what you will need, so don't forget it. When it comes to your other hunters, nothing is really too important here. You can just run the new sets on Libora and Dong Suk, and Min doesn't really matter. We're not using our hunters for their damage, we're just using them for their buffs. And speaking of buffs, you have to use these sets on Jinwoo. I found these provided the best stat bonuses. So the 2-set effect for solid analysis, this is because Hobgoblin does break, so getting a 15% damage dealt bonus when they already break say will be a nice touch. And also we go for the Burning Curse set. It provides us a nice 10% damage increase, and also a stacking effect, 0.1% every 1 second, up to 100 times. Very nice. Overall a start artifact set to use. And also we use this set here, Concentration of Firepower. This is a very common set we use. It provides us a flat damage increase of 18%, and also a cooldown reduction of 18% as well to our basic skills. So overall, this is one of the best sets to use. And for shadows, you have 2 options. You can use Igris or you can use Blades. If you find you want to crit more, you can use Igris. If you just want more attack, you can use Blades. They both work interchangeably, so use the one you feel most comfortable with. I like Igris, I like the bonus crit. I don't like relying too much on RNG, so that's why I picked Igris. And for our Blessing Stones, again, you have a bunch of choices here. One I do recommend is the Tidal Demon Slayer. That's because the bonus mana it provides is honestly vital. I find without it I go empty on my mana, so this is a must. And this right here, Pulverize is a must as well. You deal more break effects to the enemies, and also you deal more damage to targets in the break status. So a very nice Blessing Stone to have. Other options you can use is Boss Slayer, provides us a flat 12% bonus. You can also use Blessing Stones such as, let me see here, you can use Sharp Perception, though at the rare stage it's not that good. If you have it to Epic Plus, it's very good. It provides a substantial crit bonus, so that's good. You can also use Weakness Detection. Since we do have a type advantage, this can be useful. You can also use Double-Edged Sword, another solid choice. And if you don't have any of those, you can use something like Advanced Dagger Technique. This works as well. Basically anything that provides a little bit of damage you can use, but overall those will be your main choices. I found they provided the best results in terms of this run. Now I think I covered everything except for skills. Now skills are honestly a tough choice here. What I use is Vertical Arts, and you'll see why in a second. It is the easiest way to clear the first set of mobs, and then I use Armor Break as well. We use the Wind Elemental version because there is no Dark obviously, and this one here provides us a 7% boost to the target's damage taken, so it's honestly very good for 12 seconds, on top of providing the break we do need. So overall this is a must to use, and you'll see why again I use Vertical Arts. In my opinion, one of the best skills you can use for the battlefield time. I use the Fire Elemental, it is a must, and as you see it's just the rare version, so nothing special. Same with the Armor Break skill, just the rare version, nothing special. So that should cover everything. We covered artifacts, blessing stones, we covered our hunters, so yeah, let's just jump into the run. And for your hunter weapons, you don't need anything fancy. You can use A10 SRs or A10 rares. Again, your hunters are not dealing damage, you're the one dealing damage with your shadows and your skills, etc. But anyways, let's hop in. I have a pre-recording, that way I can stop and show you exactly what you need to do, so let's hop right into it. Alright, here's our run. Now as you start off, what you want to do is run to about right here, as you see my mouse is pointing towards it. The reason why you want to run here is because the first thing we're going to do is use Vertical Arts. Now when it comes to aiming, I just auto lock, it makes things easier. So as you'll see in a moment, I'm running in, I'm locking in on this target, I'm going to position myself right around here, and then I'm going to use Vertical Arts. But you should wait for the enemies to at least go into a rectangle shape here, otherwise you'll miss them, which is super annoying. So make sure they're positioned well, and then we're going to use it. Boom, as you see, I got all the enemies in this hit, and that took around how many seconds? 5.4 seconds. You can't get this down all the way to 4 seconds. I have had 4-second runs on the first phase, very easy. Now for the next mobs here, we're going to just auto attack and wait for this guy to come forward, and when he does come forward, I'm going to use Libora. In your case, you can use anyone else, Chaw, Malin, etc. I'm using Libora because she vacuums the enemies. It doesn't make a difference for this run, but if I use her second, she can mess up the run. So use your first hunter, providing your damage bonus. This is a must for speedrunning the second phase, and as the mob is using its main attack, I'm going to use Shadow Step or Extreme Evasion, and then use Min, and then start using the Broadsword skill, which does reset. So you're spamming it here. We're going to spam it until we can't use it anymore. So as you see on the second hit, I can't spam it anymore, so we're going to use our Lizard Spear, and boom, it should be a very quick run, 15.9 seconds as you can see dimly here. So the first and second phase should only take around 16-17ish seconds. It's very easy to do. Now I should say when it comes to the Hobgoblin, the most annoying thing he can do is run towards you. I hate when he does that. So in this case he doesn't. What you want to do when you spawn in is use Dog Suck and use your Armor Break skill, super easy. We're just going to do that. Doesn't matter if you tank damage here, you just want to get the break off as you saw there. You can evade skills, you can take hits, doesn't matter. Just do whatever you want for the time being. We're going to wait until Dog Suck's cooldown is about to refresh. So here you can just attack, use your glaive, get additional stacks in. Up to you what you really want to do, just don't die. Don't use Shadow Step, you don't want to waste it. So we're just going to attack, get hit a few times, doesn't really matter. And I should mention in a moment, we're going to really focus on the timer here. Once it's around, let's say 4 to 3 seconds, we want to use Extreme Evasion and then use Shadow Step. You'll see me do that in a second. Let's hope that happens here. And boom, okay, Extreme Evasion. Dog Suck is about to go off. So I'm going to use Shadow Step, and I'm going to use Min and Libora, or whatever hunters you have. And we're also going to use the Armor Break skill to get the damage bonus as well, and get the break off much easier. So you saw that I use Min, and I'm going to wait for Libora. And do we use her? Yes, so I use Dog Suck in this case, and I use the Armor Break skill, and then I'm going to use Libora as well, yeah, and just start spamming your skills. I'm just going to rewind back and mention, you can use your shadows at any time, either before the break happens like I did, or just as it happens, or even after, totally up to you. I just use it around the time the break does come into effect, and as you see here, we're just spamming our skills, and then once we get enough points towards our ultimate, the power gauge, we're just going to use it. We don't really care about the bomb, it's not going to affect our run too much. If you want to time your ultimate, you can, but I use it because of the defense reduction of Shadow Step was still active. As you saw there, it's just about to go off, and once you use your ultimate, that should be the bulk of your damage. Just keep spamming your skills, use your broadsword's ability, and make sure you're spamming it if you can. Same with the lizard glaive. Just start using your skills, nothing special. Again, as your skills come up, you just want to spam it, so keep your eyes on that. Obviously, I'm not here. Actually, no, I did use it. That's perfect. So again, simple run, nothing too crazy. If your hunters come up, be sure to use them. Just depends how your hobgoblin acts. But as you saw, it wasn't a very difficult run, not really requiring RNG or anything fancy like that. The first 2 phases are quick, and then the rest of the run just relies on how fast you can beat the hobgoblin. So hopefully this run did help you. If it did, do subscribe. I do these battlefield time guides every single update. So for seasons 2 and so forth, this is a free play guide, so I do want to remind you, artifact enhancements do not matter. The only thing that matters is what sense you use for artifacts, what weapons you use and their advancements, and their skill levels. Your hunters in this case don't matter too much, though their advancements do matter, but overall it doesn't really matter who you use. My only advanced hunter here was Min. They do provide a nice little bonus, but that doesn't matter too much. You can use someone like Cha, etc., as long as they provide a damage bonus, crit damage bonus, any sort of bonus to your damage. You only need 1 breaker for this guide. So if you enjoyed, drop a like, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and do drop a comment if you have any adjustments. I'm curious to see what you say. That's all I had for you today. This is Zaf, signing out.